and go. Here we go. Finn, let's get a check real quick.
Check, check. Check, check. Can you hear me?
We are good. I love this.
Wonderful. What's going on, everyone? We got plenty of people here already. We got Chris, OG Gaming, Chip, Freddy Bear, Ian Rudius, the gang. The gang is here. We've got everyone showing up. What's going on, guys? It's good to be back. It's been a little bit. We've been away for a little while. The holidays took some time to just kind of spend some time with family. What did you do, Bomb, during your holiday break?
I successfully became ill for a little bit, which was great, not fun. So I was sick, and then the holidays came, got real busy, and then I feel like I might be getting sick again. So you gotta love it, Keep your head up, I guess. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, but I'm glad to be back on stream and hanging out with a ton of people here. Good times, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And for those of you who have been living under a rock or just don't know, Hello has been doing quite a few wild announcements in the past month since we did our last stream. So we're going to be going through a couple of those today, as well as looking forward to the future and a few things that we have to look forward to. So I'm just super excited to be back. I feel like it's been really cool to interact with people on Twitter, on Telegram, that are like really excited about what Hello is doing. And now, for so many of us that have been with the project for over 2 years, now we're able to see things that are coming to fruition that we've been excited about for such a long time. So really an exciting period of time right now. And I mean, I say we just dive right into it. It was a pretty big week this last week.
Let's do it.
With what we have going on. So if you can see my screen here, we're at Hello TV was officially dropped. So that's the TV streaming platform. You can see it on my screen right here. You can pre-order via Hello TV, and it's this site right here, tv.hello.one. They have the actual portal where people, prior to mainstream streaming platforms, it's going to be live here first. So you can actually watch the episodes here. You can pre-order here. Or for those of you that hold a Gen 1 NFT, you get exclusive access as well, and you don't even have to purchase it. So for many of us that have been initial investors in the project, Bomb, I think you hold like 8 NFTs or something,
Handful.
8 Gen 1s or something. I think I hold like 5 or 6 myself. This is super cool because what you're going to be able to do is just link your NFT at the time that the show goes live there. But it goes live, and this is what like nobody, I feel like it's really sunk in just yet. It goes live in like 2.5 weeks.
Dude.
So
that's crazy.
So 2 days ago, Thursday, was the 3-week timestamp from when February 8th is happening, and this episode right here, Season 1, Episode 1, Real World Utility, this comes out. If you just hover over the Project 2, it's kind of cool because what you get to see is like they do like a little, I think it's like a glimpse of the episode. So it's like a little bit of a trailer of what you're going to get to see. And it looks like so straight up, this is like real, because if you look at it, you've got different judges on each one of them. So it actually is like a preview of the episode, which I didn't even notice until just now, if I'm being honest. So like, look, if you see the digital security, you've got the judge from Hackin that's on this one. For the crypto gaming, you've got it looks like Illa, yep, right there.
Yep.
The producer there, you got Ran as well. And so for like Web3 Entertainment, you've got Grace judging that episode. Real World Utility here, you've got Ran, you've got Mario. Pretty cool stuff. And I know a lot of you, specifically, you can see the judges that are going to be on the show. You can tell not only the judges, but the projects as well. So some people, we'll get into that a little bit more, but like some people already know what the projects are that are going to be on Killer Whales, and we'll dive into that in just a second. And so there's a couple of projects that you might want to take a closer look at that you kind of already can see are going to be on the show. So it might be a little alpha before the alpha in watching the episode that you can see a little bit early. Oh yeah, OG Gaming, I agree with you completely. OG Gaming saying we have come a long way now. Now it's time. Now we're here.
Right.
So
Oh my
before we
goodness.
dive into some of the things that we've seen happen recently, if you are part of the crew and have been for a little bit, you know that we've got this Triple H wallet that we're going to use to do some clips and videos. Now that we've got the date for Killer Whales, Bomb, I think it's the right time. We've got about 2.5, 3 weeks to
Yep.
film this, release it, and get people excited within the Hello community about this. So I got to check what the balance is in this wallet, but it's pretty good. So
Hmm.
I think we might have like $500 to $1,000 to work with to do some some fun little videos or clips there.
Yeah. That's right. You're
All right,
right. You're right about right on with that. Yeah. So
was I? It's spot on.
pretty spot
So
on. Yep.
another thing that we want to look at here is marketing. If you've checked out, Bomb, do you want to share your screen there? And if you want to go to Twitter really quickly, and
Yeah,
just
I'm pulling that
show
up.
Altcoin Daily, they had a YouTube video where they were talking about this. You've had a couple of people now that are judges on the show have started to do a little bit of soft marketing on this. This isn't again they layered out their they've got a 2 or 3 pronged approach that they're going to be doing here. One is the soft marketing, which initiates like right away, which is what we're seeing right now, like 3 weeks out from the actual debut of the show. And then they're also going to do like billboards in major cities and some more traditional marketing means as well. So they've got that ready to go. It's not just going to be the soft marketing that we're going to see on Twitter. If you want to see a little bit more about this, you can go to the site. They had there was a news article. I think that's listed on this site as well, where you can see kind of what their strategy is as well.
All
Let's see.
right.
Freddie Bear's asking, is that still called the Triple H Fund? I thought it was being changed to Bomb's Tesla Fund. No, 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 no. That's why we need to do this video so you guys don't just think that Bomb just went and bought a Tesla with it.
No, 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 no. That did not happen. Y'all would know if that happened. That's for sure.
So
Oh
he
my
would be
goodness.
flashing that like for all of us to see. It
That
would
would
be all over
yes.
his Instagram and TikTok account, which I'm sure you have both of those. So
Oh yeah.
that it would be there. But that's something that I'm looking forward to is the marketing specifically, because there's going to be a lot of cool things that are going to come from that. So Killer Whales, let's take a little move toward Killer Whales if you want to, Bomb. So what project specifically are you looking forward to seeing on Killer Whales that you've already been able to discern will be on Killer Whales by the little clips like this, where you've seen like you can see some of the people, the project founders that have come on that are going to be on the show. Which ones are you most excited about?
I think it is safe to say so far FX would probably be one of my top ones, I would say. But
Okay.
that's me personally, if you will. So yeah, don't take that with a grain of salt. That one for
Well,
sure.
let's
I
check
only
out the project. Why FX? And again,
because
I'm
there's
not
only
saying I.
there's only two that I know for. Actually, no. Plastiques is another one, or whatever. And from what happened in the trailer, I'm assuming things didn't go so well. But that I know that one FX1, and then I believe a Votley was something we were thinking was going to be on there. So those are the three, and I think FX probably for me personally, I think that one is one of the cool ones that like I could see as oh yeah, this is something I could get behind. So
Absolutely. And here's another thing that I would say is of note. If you're thinking, hey, what project performed well
yeah,
on the show? I think it's kind of telling, and I don't want to like say too much. This could be completely off the mark, so just like take that with a grain of salt, massive grain of salt. But I feel like what we've seen since the filming of Killer Whales with FX1 specifically has indicated to me, because remember, the winner of each episode of Killer Whales, they get like access to the judges and help like in developing their
true.
product or ideas, correct? So if it was filmed when it was filmed, right? Since that point, I feel like with FX1 specifically, I've seen an incredible like follow through. Like it was almost like very indicative of what Hello has done with their announcements, with their
Right.
like, hey, we're going to release this, we're going to keep our community apprised, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And that's been very similar with FX1. So if you look at FX1, is your screen live there,
No,
Bomb?
I
Are we
can
looking at
swap it over. I have Twitter up right now. Do you want me to swap it over
Yeah,
to
let's
Twitter?
let's swap it
Okay.
over to Twitter so that we can take a closer look. So if you've seen any of the things that they're doing recently, I think it might be a project you just want to take a closer look at. Again, I think Bomb, you have some exposure to FX1. I know I do. And
Yes.
they released their staking platform just recently, which not bad staking rewards there either. And again, if you look at their product and what they're doing, I think they probably fared pretty well on the show because I think they've probably got some judges that have expertise helping them out with a couple of things there. But we'll see. We have no idea. It's just been very impressive what they've done and how they've kept their
Yeah.
community apprised. So feel free to check out different projects like that. Again, this is the advantage of Killer Whales. I believe there are 22 projects in all that are going to be in this first season. And so there's only a handful that people even know about. But just think of all the projects that are going to be on the show and all the alpha that you're going to get when this premieres in exactly 18 days, 21 hours, 12 minutes, and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot to look forward to right there. Shredded is saying, hello, Labs, got 10 minutes, then got to run. Hello is going to fly very soon. All the Moon Boys crying about this healthy correction. See you looking strong, see you at the top. So yeah, that's a big thing that people like. That was a Twitter post, I think, yesterday that I was kind of outlining that it's funny that you go through these cycles, right? Whenever it goes up, people are stoked, and then it goes down, and it's like, people almost forget. It's like, why did I invest in the first place? And then it goes up again. It goes that trajectory, which I'll actually show this really quickly. If you want to go to my screen here, you want to swap it over.
Yeah, let me do that.
It's so funny how this works with people, right? So again, we don't focus or fixate on price. We don't like to do that because when you build, the price kind of just follows, and Hello has been building from the get-go. But let's just look at the price for a quick second, okay? So you've got, when we were back here, people were like, you had your core team members. We had this is a brief history for
Here we
those
go.
of you who, this will be fun.
I better hit the record button on this one. I'm not gonna lie. This could be
a brief history.
This could be perfect. Please go ahead, Finn. Let's get this history.
Okay, here's your brief history lesson for all of you that are newer to Hello. For those of us who have been around with the project for some time. So after we transitioned from Doge Dash to Hello, which took place right here. Right, we moved. It was a contract token merger. They realized that the gaming side of Doge Dash, they wanted to be bigger. They wanted to branch into entertainment, and really that's where Paul's expertise lies. So they wanted to take it from just a game that they had built to something much more, cryptotainment as a whole. So they rebranded to Hello, and at this point, people were like, some people were confused. They were like, what? Doge Dash was everything. Quickly, this faded when they realized it was the best idea possible, and then they had their Christmas party for Hello, which they actually dropped the teaser for Killer Whales at that Christmas party. It was a holiday event that both Bomb and we attended. Whether we made it through the front gate or the back gate, no one will know. But we attended that little shindig, and that took place in December. So again, we're still right here when all of that is happening, right? Let's just follow along. Then we get into the new year and they announce a partnership with Altcoin Daily. Now, mind you, Altcoin Daily was at this holiday party that we were at as well. There were multiple names, including Altcoin Daily, including some people that would pop up as competitors. I'm not going to mention names, but there are other people at that party holiday event as well. Wasn't just Bomb and I know we were probably the biggest names that you guys saw
true.
There,
That's
in terms
true.
of celebrity.
Yeah.
but nobody knew who we were, and we like it that way, okay? So Snoop Dogg's son, Champ, was also there. Champ Medici, Cordell, he was there. So anyway, we have the announcement. So they had this partnership in their back pocket, but they didn't release anything just yet, right? There were some pictures that were getting out, but they held their cards close to the vest. Then what happened? They did these announcements, and instantly everyone got super excited. The price shot up, right? And then you had this sell-off where people were like, oh my goodness, like they have these partnerships, but nothing is really going to come of it. It's just a pump and dump. You had so many people saying like ridiculous things like that, right?
Yep.
Bomb and I are over here chilling because we're
Chilling.
like, no, 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 no. We know what's going to happen. So again,
Right.
this is normal. This happens right here. We go down. People freak out. They go, oh my goodness, it went up to 4.7 and now it's back down to 2.8. This is going back all the way down. And then they panicked and they sold. But many of us did not. And so then we experienced this uptick again because guess what? Guess what's happening? They're filming the show. They're doing all these things right here during this time that everyone's excited about. And then again, it goes back down. But notice we are now higher than the low that we had previously. Then look at this steady incline as more and more people are getting on board the project. And then boom, we go all the way up here. Correction, boom, correction, boom, correction. Like we've scaled Everest by now, and then we pull back to third base camp or whatever they call it on Everest. So we're still look at these lows are all higher and they're all ascending, but just for some people, I think it's helpful. And like Piff is saying here, when in doubt, zoom it out, people. Just zoom it out and look at what is Hello building. And if you really want to look at the price, zoom out and look at that. But really, I'd focus on what is Hello building and do they have the means to follow through on what they're promising?
Right.
And again, guys, if you've been part of this journey for over 2 years like Bomb and I have, you have no doubt that what's happening is going to happen.
Yes.
Like it's not even a question at this point. But I know for some people that might be a little bit newer to the community, you might not know fully to the extent that Bomb and I have been a part of the project. So anyway, I just thought that might be kind of helpful to take a look at that and really get that intel there.
Yeah, I think the good thing too is like people might be new, but when you think about like the past 2 years and how Paul has kind of said, hey, look, we're going to take care of the early investors. We really will. So the people that bought the NFTs, when he's now, again, doesn't have to do it, but like 2 years later, he's like, hey, you guys get killer whales for free if you have an NFT. Like, dude,
yeah,
come on. Like, that's amazing. That's cool to see. So props on that one for sure. But
absolutely.
Here's another thing I wanted to point out. Let me quickly move over to Sanders' tweet right here. This is huge. This right here, first of all, gotta love this. Look at that. That's right where my eyes went right here. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, you don't see my mouse. That's where Finn is.
Where did your eyes...
Finn, right there. That's where I went. But besides that, you see a lot of pretty big names on here. And what does he say? Not a shabby circle, fun application.
So I did this. I actually did this as well. I did this and I took a picture of it. I don't think I posted it yet. It's like a scheduled post that'll probably be going out today. But like, yeah, my circle was not that impressive, guys. It wasn't. It was basically Bomb. Okay, Bomb was circling in my orbit and probably 5 of his burner accounts. I don't know. But
probably.
It was just.
But
that was my circle.
This is awesome. This is cool to see that this is like something where you got CoinMarketCap here, Binance. Like there's just big names.
Yeah, there's Kraken in there.
Right.
I remember kind of going through some of the bigger exchanges too.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Oh my goodness!" Like I didn't realize that they were talking to these different exchanges, which is kind of cool to see. So anyway, that was again when it comes to exchanges, you can't release any information prior to actually being listed because the exchanges you're under very strict confidentiality and NDA agreements. So just be aware that like they could have exchanges in their back pocket ready to go right now with a date that, projected date that they're going to be listed, but they can't say anything. Right. So again, in typical Hello fashion, like with Hello TV here, we didn't really hear a whole lot before it was just dropped out of nowhere.
There you go.
And this is like the final product. It's not like, oh, here's a draft. We're going to be doing updates. It's like, no, this is the finalized product that, people are going to order off of. So just something to keep in mind there. Also, it was pretty cool, the prize pool.
Yeah,
right?
prize pool was crazy. First of all, who posted
Whew.
about it? Was it Hans or
I
was
think
it
Hans did,
or
but
Hassan?
a couple of people posted about it. So Dash of the Dead, basically what they did on Dash of the Dead, they had a crazy prize pool where there were like it was like 20,000 tokens or something like that that was pumped into it. So I was like, okay, man, if I get a top 10 finish, I'm getting 1,000 tokens in terms of an overall prize. So
Yeah.
luckily, I held on to that ninth spot there and got, I
Did
think it was like
you?
900. Yeah, it was like 953 tokens.
I
I
don't
spent I spent
shoot.
quite a few to get there, but I still profited like it was like 600 tokens, 500,
I
600
don't know where I
tokens.
ended up.
Pretty
I
crazy.
I panicked. I don't know where it was because I played
Okay.
it. I
Oh
got
yeah.
top 10, but I don't know. Oh, you can see it actually. Oh my gosh.
So shredded saying been here since October 21st or 2021. Listening to that was like going down memory lane with the graph. Yeah, no, 100%. Sometimes I like to do that because I forget how long it's actually been and like how
Right.
long we've been on this ride and how great of a ride it's been. Because sometimes when you go in those little like let's be honest, crypto it moves so quickly compared to the rest of the market. If you're investing in a stock or something like that, going a year doesn't sound like anything crazy, but for whatever reason in crypto, like going 3 months feels like a year, right? And so it can be just such a long length of time or at least feel like it. So sometimes it's good to just pull yourself out of the picture for a second, get that third party perspective and just look at the journey and say, hey, are we still trending in the direction that I want this project to be trending, that the founders have said that they're trending X, Y, and Z? And the answer is a resounding yes when you do that. Crypto H saying, hello is a rare gem in crypto, a real business model with highly qualified leaders that deliver upon promises, 100%. Hello is a future blue chip token. Just imagine what other projects jump on board. I think that's a big point right there, Bomb. And then I'll turn it over to you before more comments. But like, I think it's huge where you look at this is season one of Killer
Right.
Whales, right? Many of the big shows that are like modeled after this, such as Shark Tank, they didn't catch fire until later seasons. So even though this season is going to be big, in my opinion, and it's going to be a really successful launch, I expect season two, which Paul has said they're planning to film this year and release later this year. I
Hmm.
think that's where you're going to see a lot of big impact being conveyed once people have viewed season one. They go, "Oh, I want to be on that," and then later, like that's what I did with. I don't know if you saw on Netflix, like Squid Game, the challenge. Like there was this
Mm.
challenge based on the
Yeah.
actual Squid Game show, but I didn't even know like applications for the first season were out.
Right.
I had no idea. Otherwise, I definitely would have applied because it was like such a cool concept, really fun.
Right.
But then at the end of the successful first season, they have the applications are open at this site. And that's where I guarantee you their applicants to that are probably going to be like times 10,000 for what they were for the first season.
Oh
So
yeah.
just be aware any success that they have in season one is likely to be a multiple of, just absorbed by season two and subsequent seasons. So something to keep in mind. But I'll turn it back over to you, Bomb. You got something there.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say yeah. The same thing with Killer Whales is that like you got your first initial people where it's like maybe not the super big names, but like still big enough to where people see it, and then now it's more like okay, now we're getting ready to like oh, you know what I should pull up is their paragraph that they wrote about it. That's really cool because a lot of people started looking at it and they said, hey, here's our plan is to get on this. I don't want to mess up the wording, but like a platform streaming or something like that to reach more people on. I think it was in March, I want to say, or something like that, maybe. Um, but yeah, I got to pull that up. I think that is really neat how they're like, okay, we're going to do it now. And then a step further, we're going to do it later. And then, like you're saying, we have all this other information that's going to be coming with the next season, hopefully. So, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty huge.
100%.
But
We've got
yeah,
Shreddit saying right
let me
here,
pull it up.
100%. Can we see a 5 billion market cap? Yeah, and this is something I think it's really funny because like oftentimes I make my projections based on the market that we're in right now, right?
Yeah.
We we haven't seen with Hello a true bear or true bull market. I mean, we had just Doge Dash at the last market toward like the tail end, it was what a 350 million market cap that just that alone hit. So it's kind of crazy when you look at what the possibilities are for something that has this kind of level of utility. And I think it's it kind of throws any expectations that I would have set for the project in the rear view mirror, because you can't really predict how much market share crypto as a whole will take over the entire financial industry, right? Especially with these ETFs getting approved and going through. Like there's going to be money flowing into crypto that just hasn't existed before. So the market share of crypto is going to expand as a whole. So that's something to just keep an eye on. Let's see. We've got Piff saying, yeah, it's in March. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, the season 1, episode 1 is coming out on February 8th. And then they're going to release 1 episode a week. There are 5 episodes, and the final episode is going to be launched on their platform prior to mainstream streaming platforms, which is happening March 15th, the first episode on mainstream streaming platforms. So I'm really happy that they're doing it that way.
Yeah, March 14th, though.
Small 14th?
Yeah, right here, March 14th. They say splash across mainstreaming platforms. I love how they say marching into mainstream as it's in March. Anyone catch that?
Clever.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So March 14th, that good correction there, Bomb, which is really neat because I think a lot of us were expecting, and this was something that they were kind of flirting with the idea of doing like 24-hour or 48-hour viewership on the Hello TV platform before mainstream streaming platforms. But I like that they're giving it some time to breathe. Yeah. They're giving it a solid month and a week of just viewership on this streaming platform. Because if it was like a day or two, let's be honest, a lot of people probably would have just said, I'll just catch it when it comes out.
That is a good point. That I didn't even think about that. So yeah, no one's going to be able to watch it unless they buy it or own an NFT for like a whole month. That's crazy.
Right. Which that definitely enters. I'm gonna buy that because I want the alpha that's coming from that, as well as the entertainment, right? So that was a really strong big brain move, in my opinion, that they did there.
Which helps out the projects that are on there. You know what I mean? Like having that under such a tight knit, like we can't do anything, we got to keep this closed off, and then let's say February 8th, you see 3 projects you've never even heard of that are on this show that get a swim, and you're like at the same time Googling it and like pulling it up, seeing their chart, and you're like, hey, maybe I should. I mean, who knows if they even have a chart? Like some could be before they even start. But yeah, that's huge. That's big time.
And think about how this is going to be advantageous for the projects as well.
Right.
Because you're not just going to have like investors that are going to jump in, but also it's going to give the projects themselves the opportunity to react and respond to, let's be real, a smaller market segment, as people are going to be purchasing it from the show and watching via the show prior to the explosion that's going to take place with mainstream streaming platforms. So any like little kinks that need to be worked out or anything like that can be dealt with at the point of a smaller audience in preparation for the bigger audience that's coming later. So I think any way you slice it, it's a really good decision, and it's going to pay dividends for the audience, for the investor, and for the individual projects. Let's see.
Real quick, I was just going to say, I think Jose or somebody said, I don't know where it happened, but that Hacken wasn't there. But it says right here, Hello Labs have strategically partnered with industry giants, including CoinMarketCap, Hacken, and Casper Labs. Again, we haven't even seen this utilized, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, this hasn't, huge.
Yeah, digital security, if you hover it over here, you can see on the far right, I believe it is, right there.
Wait.
Yep.
Here I am.
Far right. If you go to the far
Up
right.
Here?
Oh, no. You got to go to here, share my screen.
I'm going to your screen then. Here we go.
Just jump it over there. So if you see this episode right here.
Yeah.
So you can see episode 4, this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see on the far right, you have Hacking Club right there. The fourth judge that was shown there on the far right. And I think this one is Wallet Guard, where you have the guy getting the green light that says they've saved X, like 35,000 scams or something like that. They've
Finn, doing a little detective work over there.
I mean, you got to keep an eye. I don't think they have a token or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I think there's talks that they might. I don't know.
Yeah. Shredded said the projects that get exposure are going to inspire everyone in the crypto space to apply for season 2, 3, 4, etc. This whole ecosystem is going to turn into a money printer that the government hasn't got a secure key for. LOL. Here's, you know what, Finn, you might be able to help me on this one. Here's my question.
Yes.
And this is for somebody. I asked this personally. No, wait. Let me rephrase that. Back up. I asked this for those of you that are in the same crypto mindset that I'm in, which is a noob kind of a thing. Okay? So I just want to clarify that I don't actually sometimes think these things, but in reality I do, and I just don't ever want to share that with anybody. Killer Whales comes out. All right?
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. We've got a ton of awesome projects that people probably buy into.
Again, 2 weeks and 4 days or 5 days away.
I love Hello, but let me ask this question, and I want to know what people think. What does this do for Hello? And why would you hold Hello rather than buying these other tokens? I think this is a question that needs to be asked. What is it?
Are you asking me this
I'm asking you
or?
This question, right? Because I want to be plain and fair and
so what you're saying, if I just want to understand the question.
Fair.
What is the benefit to holding Hello? Like, are there going to be people that are going to take Hello, they're going to sell Hello to buy the other projects as they come on because they're going to see like, oh, awesome. Like this is, well, that would be if the majority of their bag is Hello. So you might see some people do that, right?
Sure.
To free up some funds in order to do that.
Sure.
Which I just want to be very plain, not financial advice or anything.
Fair.
But and I'm very clear about this on Twitter and everything else. I think that it's very important as the price goes up. One of the coolest things that I've seen people do is post in the Telegram, hey guys, I've been a part of the journey for X amount of years. It's been super exciting to see everything that's happened. This amount of money just changed my family's life. Like, I am huge. Never going to be someone that's going to go, you fool, why did you do that? Like, dude, congratulations 100%. To you. I take profit. I think as things
you go paper-handed little no.
I think it's so important to not only make sure that it's a number on a screen,
right,
but also you pull it into reality about things that change your family's life.
Right.
And if people aren't doing that, you're missing out big time on really the crypto changing your life in big and meaningful ways.
Right.
So I say this as a massive Hello holder, okay? I love the project. I think it's amazing. I think the reason I'm still holding a massive bag, even after being with the project for so long, is I know in my mind, hey, this is gonna go here. That's my expectation, right? But at the end of the day, I think you need to say, hey, I'm gonna pull out 2% today. I'm going to pull out 2% today, right? Because then crypto begins to pay you. And when you have a project like Hello that you're making an income off of just because the team is being awesome,
right?
I will never slight anyone for doing that. Fair. I think it's something to be celebrated, not something to be discouraged.
That's fair.
That's what I would say there. Secondarily, to your original question.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. To your original question, I think people ought to be doing that. I think as you're adding to your Hello bag, which I think a lot of people are doing right now, I think it's important to look at, hey, when you see the projects that are going to be on there and you see projects that are going to be successful, you don't necessarily need to take it from your Hello bag, but I think it's important to make investments there because that is the benefit that Hello yields. on top of the token utility, which they're always expanding that,
That's
and
true.
early access to the show. I think that's going to be expanded out a little bit going into later this year and season 2. We're going to see a massive advantage over season 1, where the
Mm,
token utility holds even more
I.
than it currently does.
That's a good point.
And
That's a good point.
yeah, so
Yeah.
was there a comment that you were seeing there?
No, no, yeah, no. There's first of all, OG Gaming says it's his birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
OG Gaming.
birthday,
Solid.
OG Gaming.
Yeah.
One of the OGs in the community.
OGs.
Happy birthday, OG Gaming. And let us know your thoughts or comments, your thoughts in the comments. There we go.
There you go.
About what was just, I think this was even a post that I made within the past week that I think it's really neat within the Hello community specifically. When people have said those things, you don't have anyone really, I think like 95% of people are celebrating people that have changed their family's life,
Oh,
like literally
100%.
changing their family tree. And in other projects that I've been a part of, you've seen people like so frustrated, like, why are you're going to regret that? Like, why are
Yeah.
you holding through? Like, dude, congratulations on liquidating like 5, 10, 15% of your bag to change your family's life. Like, if you wanted to liquidate 100% to change your family's life, I'd be stoked for you.
Right.
That's just what you should be after, is making a better life for you and your family. That's the goal of
it's
anyone
really
in
neat.
crypto.
Yeah, it's really neat because like in Hello, we have people that have been here for 2+ years. Like when you go to Telegram, it's like 90% of people have been here for 2+ years. So it's like everybody knows who that name is or who that person is, and when they sell, it's like, dude, like we made it. Like that's awesome, bro. Like congratulations. Yes, some people are going to hold longer and some people won't, and that's totally fine. Some people will sell off, like taper off. But yeah, like you're saying, there's a lot more like support and like, dude, nice. Like, and then you'll have
Right.
like the people that you don't know who have been in there for like a month or two, and they'll be like, "Your sellers get wrecked, bro. Sellers get wrecked." It's like, bro, I've been holding for 2+ years on this project. I think I'm good. I'm just gonna go with the shot in the dark. I think I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
So
It is funny, but that one thing that's important to note, and this is true of any company, that your culture starts at the top. And the team has implemented this culture from the very beginning, from Paul and the other core team members. Like you were saying, for Gen 1 NFT holders, that's not really benefiting the team at all.
right.
Right? One of the things they could do is just say, no, you got to buy the token, sellers get wrecked type of like mentality.
Right.
But no, they're saying, hey, anyone that was an early investor, sure, it's not going to help us out any, but you guys were there for us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grant you access, if you hold a Gen 1 NFT, to the entire first season. I thought that was an incredible, like, just show from the team, but it's not surprising. It's exactly what the team has done from the very get-go. And
Yeah.
like, that's where it starts. It starts from the team that doesn't need the money. Let's be real, dude. Paul was driving a Lambo before this project. He'll be driving one after. But
So true.
this is something that he was doing as like a project that was a pet project for him, looking at other projects that he, Sander, whoever had been invested in, where the team just wasn't up to code, right? They just weren't looking out for their community and doing what was best for their holders. And Paul, guys, I can tell you this from personal experience. Paul and the rest of the team, whether that's Andrew, Sander, Tim, like whoever you want to say from the core team, Martin. Yeah, literally Fitty Pence. Oh yeah,
Kevin.
Even like the mods, Kevin. There you go.
Yeah.
Like everyone from the team is so about making other people win. It's incredible. Like I can tell you guys, these guys, like just trust me, they are so passionate about having other people win, even if it puts them and the project at a slight detriment. They care so much about other people, and I don't think anything shows that like the when their Twitter account was hacked just recently.
Dude,
and
that's crazy.
Some people clicked on a link, right, and they got their wallets drained. And what did the team do? They said anyone that got their wallets drained, we will reimburse entirely for the amount of Hello that they lost.
That's insane.
Like, come on. People just don't do that. Especially, like, you got Logan Paul and his project. They're still waiting, a year and a half later to get refunded when he said that would happen. Like, there's other people, big names, that just aren't having this kind of ethical approach that they are. So Anyway, that's how I would answer your question about token utility. I think it's there. I think if you just type in token utility in the Telegram, you're going to see 6 things specifically or something like that that the token is good for right now, and they're
Yeah.
looking at increasing token utility into the future as well. So I'm not really too worried
This
about anything there.
Yeah, the team is incredible. I mean, you look at like everything they've done, they never rush it. They're always like, look, time I think that comes back to what Paul does, like as who he is as a person. He's like, look, no, we're going to make sure that there is a good quality product and we get everything in order and everything in line before we move forward. When you look at how they did, like even they said, hey, due to like certain tax laws and all this stuff, like we're not going to do staking, we're going to do this instead. Like we're going to make sure that we do things right at the beginning so that 5 years down the road we don't get stabbed in the back by something and we're like, oh, sorry holders, we forgot to do this, right? Like he is so in line with that, and I think it's really cool, kind of like you're saying that, they care about other people and they put others first. There was a post that Paul said, like, hey, I'm going to wrap my Lambo when we hit 100 million market cap. And everyone starts flooding the chat, the OGs, and they're like, oh my gosh, we hit 100 million. Like, do it. And he just responds with, look, guys, like, now's not the time. People are not in the right mindset to, like, flash their money or flash this. And it's like, dude, yes, like 100%. Like, yeah, let's take a step back. Although we want it as OG holders necessarily to do it, we're just like, no, that kind of makes sense. You know what? Paul's right. All right, guys. You know what? Moving on. And it's just like you get that mindset of like he's just at like, no, we don't need to do that right now. It doesn't make sense. And it's like that's the kind of stuff that it's like you're investing in the team, and they're just doing a killer job with that stuff. Sorry for that rant, but yeah.
No, that's money stuff right there, and I think you're spot on in that the team has arrows in their quiver that they're not letting fly because it's not the right time.
Right.
And I don't know another project on the planet that is doing that.
Right.
I truly don't know another project on the planet that has an episode of Crypto Cribs that's already recorded and they're not going to release it for like a year and a half it's been.
Right.
They might not ever release it just because they're saying, yeah, we looked at it and it wasn't the right time. People didn't want to see a flash of wealth.
Right.
And
exactly.
so we weren't going to do something that we knew was going to be a detriment to the project.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got all these things like waiting, ready to go. They had the TV streaming platform, just wasn't the right time. It was like 2 months ago. They had it ready to go. They were saying in like December, right? And they were just like doing final checks on it, but
right.
It was like it was ready to go. So that's just the team, man. They know better than like any of us, and I think it's so funny that people are now starting to say that in the Telegram. Whenever people are like, what's going on with this? Other people are just like, dude, they know better than us with any of this.
Yeah.
I posted it in the Telegram. There were like 3 specific examples where I was like, everyone was upset about the rebrand from Doge Dash to Hello. Now no one's saying anything.
Right.
Everyone was upset about the fact that like BitBoy was not going to be on season 1 of Killer Whales when they first announced it. Now everyone realizes it was a good decision. And just listing those things where it's like they have like the gift of hindsight here before it even happens. It's crazy, but it's like they know how something's going to be received. So whatever test group you have or focus group over there, I pay them double because they're doing a good job. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. And we just wanted to hop on and kind of connect and just like, guys, we're excited, man. We're back in the swing of things on our end. We want to make sure that as the show comes out, like if you guys want to do like a little watch party or something like that, I don't know what's going to be possible.
That's
there.
a good question. We should check that.
So
I don't know if that's possible.
I want to ask about that. But if it's possible, I think it'd be super fun to do a watch party. And as we're listening to the judges and getting their take, I think this was one of the fun things about like Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You have your household discussion where you're like,
yes.
What do you think of that project? Like, would you buy that? Or like, would you do this? And I think it'd be kind of fun to do that as a community,
yes.
right? Like as the episodes come out, like, hey, how would you guys rank that? Like,
yeah.
What would you do for that project? I think the Telegram's going to be on fire when these episodes start to come out of people like talking about the projects and like what they're going to be looking at and just like, and this goes back to like what is the advantage to Hello in all of this? And I think the advantage is it's almost like you'd be asking the same question, like, what's the advantage to Twitter or X now
Right.
when these projects are communicating to one another on Twitter or X? And the fact is, you have more users, you're out there in the public, and when you have a model that monetizes that audience, right, or monetizes that dialogue that will take place, that's when advertisers, that's where like all that ad space is going to be crazy when you
Right.
start getting, you know, like think about having ads in these episodes. Like
Ki-
we're watching it ad free right now, I believe, on the platform. But when you
Right.
start to incorporate those in there, or you want projects that as they walk in, like behind the judges, you have like different projects advertising or like their name. Think on like the wall that you see behind the judges there. Can you imagine like
ki-
people just, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say something. Relating
Yeah.
this back to Shark Tank. For those of you that watch Shark Tank, every time commercials came on, would you not talk about the project that just happened? Everybody would do that. Everybody does that. So honestly, I am more pro ads on this show because that is something that gets everybody talking about. Oh, I don't like that project. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like I agree with the judges, or like, yeah, no, that was sick. I should check it out during this commercial break and let me see what I can find. This is like a show that I feel like can utilize ads and stuff like that because that's something that keeps people's interest almost. But yeah, that's just what I was
That's a
gonna say.
great point. Like if you think about that, like it almost gives you the space and the time
Mm-hmm.
and like almost the excuse
Right.
to research the projects that you've just seen prior to the next projects coming in, right?
Right.
Rather than like, oh, I'm only going to research like one or two of the five that just featured. It
Right.
would give you kind of the space to like, oh, I want to check it out. I want to see the team. I want to see the website. Which I wonder when they'd actually do the show if there's going to be some like, I don't know, like a follow up, like after each episode, like here are the places you can go to get more information about the projects featured.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like that would be kind of cool, I think. I'm sure they're
Yeah.
going to have that on their site, just like an episode recap or something like that, but we'll see. Crypto H saying, as a
Yeah.
corporate guy, I am so impressed with the footprint Hello has on LinkedIn. Even if I
Huge.
wasn't a crypto investor, the company has great potential with their layout. Absolutely. That was one of the first things that I noticed about the project. They were
Mm-hmm.
fully doxed team, which back 2 years ago, you got to think, 2 years ago, this wasn't super popular. It really wasn't popular until like a year ago. It started gaining more traction, but they kind of pioneered the way for projects that I saw about people fully doxing themselves on their website. They've got their pictures there. They've got their LinkedIn pages where you can go and see their background and their professional history. So I think like for all of those reasons, they just set the standard. And now you have all these other projects that are coming into the fold that are trying to like I think that are looking at them setting the standard and they're trying to like tail along, right? But they're following behind a project that's doing it ahead of the curve and ahead of the game and ahead of the standard. So again, I'm always going to tell people do what you want to do your own research, and definitely do what's best for you and your family. As for Bomb and I, we look at this project and we're like, hey, like what is the biggest bag that we hold in our
Yeah.
wallets? And we're like, it's 80% Hello. Still, it's like it occupies a huge amount of what we do in crypto just because we believe in the project so much.
Right.
So hats
Yeah.
off to the team. You've done a great job since the very beginning. You continue to do a good job, and now everyone is going to get to see that come out in just a second. But
Quick note on this. We didn't touch
yeah,
on this, but Chris Wells assumes role at Hello Labs. For those of you who don't know, former director of business development at CoinDesk, and he is now the head of media, bringing in 10 years of experience. That's a huge pickup, I think, for Hello as we move into the whole media, Web 2, Web 3, like all that stuff. So huge pickup on that. But that's just part of the news, you know? Again, I feel like this just gets swept under the rug, but like that's a huge that's awesome. What a great 10 years in this, and he was part of CoinDesk, business development. Like, yeah,
yeah,
that's great.
yeah. It's money. So
Yeah.
again, we kind of just wanted to hop on, reconnect with you guys, and just say what we're excited about because we haven't been on in about a month, and all this stuff has happened in
Yeah.
that month since we've last been on, and so It's just a lot to recap. It's amazing that this project and team has so much that they release within 1 month to the next. And guys, this upcoming month is going to be, in my opinion, I told you guys, Q1, in my opinion, would be the biggest quarter as a whole in Hello's existence. And that's so true today as it was yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for what's to come. If you guys have any other thoughts, drop them down in the comments. And otherwise, I think we could just recap and just cut it there. I think we've been on for a little bit. We can let you guys go about your way. Have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out today. It's always good to have you guys on and just interact as a community. You guys are awesome, and you guys are really the reason that Hello's success has been as broad as it is and will be as broad as it's going to be into the future.
Yeah.
So it's been awesome to be a part of this journey with you guys. And I got to say, it's been 2 years, but I'm more excited about the 2 years that are coming than the 2 years that we just put in our past.
That's facts right there. Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's good stuff. Well, do you want to recap anything or pretty much good? I love it. We went through everything. Hello TV, Helping Hands, marketing.
Can we get some words of wisdom for you?
Oh!
I think that would be helpful.
I thought you'd never ask, Finn. Oh my gosh. Shoot.
Send us on our way with some words of wisdom for us. Bomb is gonna to get us some good stuff.
All right.
It's 2024. We've said hello to 2024, and it's gonna be a hello 2024.
Here we go.
So, Bomb, send us on our way with something good.
Let's get this moved over real quick. Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Probably should have brushed my teeth before this stream. Here we go. Here's the words of wisdom 2024. And I think we can hold on to this for the whole year. Here it is. Be like a postage stamp. Stick to a thing till you get there. There you go. That right there is what we're going to end with, because that, I feel like, is so true and so relevant for Killer Whales, Hello, and where we're at in crypto. So, yeah, be like a postage stamp.
Well said, Bomb.
There
I
it
like
is.
that. That was good stuff. Well, thanks all for hanging out. We had some good OGs in the crew today, as well as some new names. It's good to have a couple of new names in there. We're going to try to do these a little bit more often and just hop on quite a bit. We want to do more streams going into 2024 for sure. And just if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, specifically referencing Hello and Killer Whales, we will have the tough discussions. Like Bomb just, he'll throw in those things there. And we want to have those good conversations as we're moving forward. So let us know in the chat. But otherwise, have a great weekend, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See ya. I need a transition. Okay, then there we go. Get it out of the way. All right. That's the end.